ask yourself a question: why some people are really good at what they do and reach consistently great results in comparison to the rest of specialists in their area? Well, I've been absolutely fascinated by this question and spent a lot of time researching it. And what I realized is this: true specialists with special skills and deep knowledge work out the structures, the systems of their trades, and then apply these structures and systems on a consistent basis. This allows them to bring consistently amazing results over and over again. Hello, my dearest friends. My name is Svetlana Shlapak, and I'm a senior immigration solicitor based in London, UK. And I'm also the creator of this free ukvisasuccess.com channel. I won my first immigration case at the tribunal back in 2003, and this gives me over 15 years of experience in UK immigration field. I've created another special video series for you called Deconstructing Immigration Rules, where I've deconstructed over 30 immigration categories for you. I've created this video series with only one aim: to help you understand the structure of immigration rules, because knowing the structure always helps achieve astonishing results. And for those of you who want to see how to apply this structure in practice, you can also check my other video series where I show you how to do exactly that. It is called ukvisasuccess.com frequently asked questions. Okay, let us deconstruct your next immigration category. I remember reading a very interesting book. I don't remember the name, but the author explained that our ability to learn new information, to consume new information, will depend on our brain's capability to to build the bridges between the new and the old information. In today's video, when explaining this particular points-based system application, I would like to start with helping you build these bridges between the old and new information. And I'll do this by explaining common features of all points-based system applications. And here they are. There are 5 key elements to any points-based system application. And as with any rule, there are always exceptions, but the structure is pretty much the same. So when the decision maker receives an application, the points-based system application, they start considering the application with the general grounds for refusal. What this means is that the applicant is suitable to enter the UK. And I've created a separate video explaining all general grounds for refusal. But just to give you an idea, in case you haven't watched this video, you need to make sure that there are no criminal convictions, and if there were criminal convictions, that these are spent. And it's all about deportation orders, exclusion, removal orders, and dishonesty. This is just to give you a general idea, but if you watch this video, you'll just have a full picture of how they check these general grounds for refusal. And then we have the attributes key element, which every single points-based system application has, and this is a unique feature or a number of unique features which you can only find for this particular points-based system application. And then we have Appendix B, the English language requirements. There are a number of points-based system applications where you don't need to meet that, but if you do, you will always be given 10 points for that. Then you will need to meet the next requirements, the maintenance requirements. And as I mentioned before, there are exclusions where the applicants are not required to show that they need to meet this particular requirement. But if you do, then it will be 10 points granted for that. And every single application, points-based system application, also has some other requirements. Normally, this is connected with the person's age, with the necessity to produce criminal certificates, and so on and so forth. So these are 5 key features of almost any points-based system application. There are exceptions, but this is the structure which applies to all of them. According to the definition which is given in the immigration rules, this tier 1 entrepreneur route is for someone who wants to establish, join, or take over one or more businesses in the UK. And they explain that business means an enterprise as a sole trader, a partnership, or a company registered in the UK. For someone to succeed under Tier 1 entrepreneur route, they will need to score 95 points, and they will need to make sure that they don't fall for refusal under general grounds for refusal. They score 75 points under Appendix A, 10 points for Appendix B, and 10 points for Appendix C. And there are other requirements to meet, which we'll discuss in just a second. So how can one score 75 points for the attributes? Well, to start with, they will need to prove that they have at least £200,000 from any source, or £50,000 from a Home Office approved source, such as a registered and regulated venture capital firm. Then 25 points for the money which is held in a regulated financial institution, and 25 points for the money which is disposable in the UK. In order for someone to score 10 points under the Appendix B for English language requirements, the applicants will need to prove that either they've passed the test at the level of at least B1, or they are a national of a majority English-speaking country, or they have a degree which was taught in English, or they met the requirement in previous grant of leave. These are for someone who wants to switch to this particular category. And then we also have the maintenance requirements. So anyone who wants to make an application from outside the UK, who makes a visa application from outside, they will need to show savings of at least £3,310. And if anyone wants to switch or extend their leave here in the UK, their visa here in the UK, they will only need to show savings of £945. And the other requirements, first of all, they will need to persuade the decision maker that they generally intend to invest the money in the UK. They do not intend to take any other employment in the UK. And they also provide a very detailed business plan explaining how they would like to succeed with their business venture, and also they are under the requirement to provide criminal record certificate in the country where they've resided for more than 12 months. The applicants will need to be over the age of 16, but if they are under the age of 18, they will need to have a written consent from their parents, also confirming that they took care of travel, reception, and care arrangements. And this is the entire route. This particular route leads to settlement. And the initial application, when someone makes an application from outside, it will be granted for 3 years and 4 months. Then if someone extends their leave, if someone continues under the same immigration category, there will be further 2 years leave granted, and then they will be allowed to settle in the UK after 5 years. If someone makes an application to switch to this immigration category, then here in the country the application will be allowed for an initial period of 3 years, and then after 5 years, remaining in the UK for 5 years, they will be allowed to settle. And they can settle earlier after 3 years if they can prove that they have created at least 10 new full-time jobs, or they have a gross income from the business activity of at least £5 million. Or if it is an existing business, then there should be an increase by 5 million. And we have general conditions imposed on the Tier 1 entrepreneurs stay here in the UK. They will not be allowed to claim public benefits. They will be required to register with the police, and they will not be allowed to work or study. There are very tiny exceptions which apply. But guess what? On 7th of March 2019, the Home Office made a statement of changes to the immigration rules. And according to this statement, the new categories, the startup category and the innovator category are going to completely substitute the tier 1 entrepreneur and tier 1 graduate entrepreneur routes. According to the explanation which was published by the Home Office, these two routes were subject of review by an independent migration advisory committee, and they recommended that the tier 1 graduate entrepreneur category with its endorsements approach was working well and should be expanded into a broader startup category. And the tier 1 entrepreneur category was in need of substantial reform according to the migration advisory service, because they say that it had a long tail of low quality projects which contributed little or nothing to the UK economy. Central to both of the new categories will be endorsement of the applications by the UK trusted bodies such as business accelerators, seed competitions, and government agencies, as well as higher education providers. These bodies will assess applicants' business ideas for their innovation, viability, and scalability. And these two new categories have a new home, which is called Appendix W. Appendix W stands for Appendix Workers, and according to their own definition in the introduction section, they say that a worker is a person who is coming to the UK for employment related reasons. And they say that at present you can find the rules at Part 5 and 6A of the immigration rules, and they have an intention of transferring all points-based system applications to this Appendix W. And I must say that I did analyze the provisions of Appendix W. I've also created videos explaining the structure and also analyzing the newly introduced startup and innovator categories. This is a beautifully drafted piece of legislation, and you may subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to see these educational videos about the Appendix W and about the startup and the innovator categories. The Tier 1 entrepreneur and graduate entrepreneur routes will be closed on 29th of March 2019, but of course those who already have this leave will be allowed to eventually settle, provided they continue meeting the necessary requirements. And before you go, I wanted to share some exciting news with you. On request of my subscribers, I'll now be publishing a ukvisasuccess.com newsletter. I value your and my time, and therefore in this newsletter I'll be straight to the point. It will be published once a week, and in this newsletter I'll be giving you 5 actionable practical things, and as a ukvisasuccess.com subscriber you will be the first one to see them before everyone else does. And here is the format of the newsletter. I'll be sharing a new video, a new information card. I'll be answering one of the most frequently asked questions submitted by my newsletter subscribers, and I'll be sharing one random thing which is completely unrelated to UK immigration law, but this is going to be something which inspired me and something which may inspire you as well. And finally, I'll be sharing news of the UK immigration world with you and making announcements about free masterclasses, ebooks, mind maps, which I am creating for you guys on a regular basis. The subscription process takes less than 30 seconds, and the link is in the description. If you found this video useful, you can do 3 things right now. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can visit my free website at ukvisasuccess.com, and most importantly, you can share this video with those who may benefit from it. By sharing these videos, you may help others avoid refusals of their immigration applications, because in immigration law, knowledge and clarity are the key ingredients to success. Thank you so much for your support and for your positive feedback, which incredibly inspires me and gives me fuel to create more and more videos clarifying various aspects of UK immigration law. Have a great day, everyone.